Trubisky going to roll. Going to throw. He's got it! Miller wins it!
Well, I'll tell you, everybody's going to say, oh, you had to beat Ignatius in 3 overtimes. You've been to 4 state title games. What's the favorite part? It really is watching the kids grow up and become great men. I went to 5 weddings this summer. I've got to see them have kids and bring their kids back, and they're starting to be in the program now. And to watch how successful they are and where they've turned out, and they come back and say, thanks, Coach. That means more than the wins and those kinds of things.
I always describe Triv as a coach who gets it. You know, when you look at what high school athletics is all about and how you want to build relationships with kids, and yes, he's coaching them football, but he's also teaching them how to be young men and be productive members of society and to develop character and those things.
He really helps us when it especially comes with grades, things like that, just helping us become better men in general, helping us have better work ethics. He really wants us to get us ready, not even for games, but just life ahead of football.
You know, he's always talking to us in between plays and, before and after practices, and how you doing, how's your family doing, what's going on with school and stuff. So just kind of realizing that he really cares about you as a person beyond football makes, him bring out the best of you.
Just like now, I walked in the locker room and he just asked me how my day was. He didn't even say anything about football. He just wants to know how I'm doing. And
you go from this tiny little 9th grader and they grow up and to become this young man who's, does things the right way and does well in school and works hard and represents his community well. And all of a sudden he's this bigger, stronger, more confident kid. And that's the rewarding part, to watch them, and even like the young kids who don't play until their senior year and stick with it and work hard and be a part of the program, and then all of a sudden they get this opportunity and they take full advantage of it. That's rewarding as anything I do.
What do you think of with Coach Triv? It's Menor, and you could truly tell it means that much to him. He's born and raised here, went through the schools, and then when he got the head coaching job here, he was able to build that program up, and he should take a lot of pride in it, and he definitely does.
A lot of it goes back to my father. My father was a teacher and a head football coach at Collinwood High School and Brush High School. So obviously, when your dad's the football coach, you end up spending a lot of time around it. So there was a ball boy and a water boy, and did that, and then obviously started playing in the Menor Youth League, probably around 4th grade, and then over at Ridge, and then obviously here at Menor High School for the 3 years. So it was a great experience. I think it was right around August, I got a call from Dick Kirschbaum, who was the head football coach, and said, we have an opening, would you come over? And I said, oh, absolutely. I had to sign my contract on August 8th, which happened to be the day our first child was born. Tori was born that day. And my wife said, well, you're not leaving to go sign a contract, you're gonna stay here. So I said, well, maybe they won't give me the job, but they did. So they understood. And, we had a beautiful baby daughter, and started teaching here at Menor. I've had a lot of opportunities to move on and up, but when you're raising kids, and part of the problem in the coaching profession is you can bounce all over the place, and I never wanted to do that to the kids. And right about 2002, we started getting this program where we wanted to. We went to back-to-back regional finals, and it was becoming a really good football program.
I think Triv took it to the next level. He put us on the map kind of statewide. He really developed, and he set his goals to make the playoffs, to get into the playoffs, but not just get there, but to actually be successful at the state level.
I think the one thing that was really lacking prior to Coach Triv taking over was we were losing players. We had probably over half the starting players at Lake Catholic were from Mentor junior highs. Our youth programs were all over the place in terms of what they did. There was no connection to the high school. And that was one of the first things that he really pushed for. We kind of took over in terms of the direction of the youth program. They started running our offense, our defense. We had coaching clinics with them. All 3 middle schools at that time, junior highs, are all bought in to being part of the program, running our offense, running our defense, so that a little kid playing in 3rd or 4th grade was running the same stuff, trying to call the same terminology that our high school kids were. And we kind of made that connection. We started our elementary camp, made it the high school kids had to work that camp so that there was a connection. The little kids who came to the game on Friday night saw, in a sense, their superstars working right with them in the camp. And we really made it part of your entire experience from youth league through middle school was going to culminate with you playing here at the high school.
It's special to me because, one, this is where I'm from. This is the same camp I went to growing up, and I love it so much. And this program and this game has done so much for me that I just want to pay it forward and give it back to these kids and come back here and have fun with it. Same camp that I went through growing up, I had a great experience, and I want these kids to have that same experience and learn from the game the same things they taught me.
Well, like I've told them for the past 23 years, this is never about me. This is about them. This is about us. This is about this school. This is about this community. You know, my job is to build it up as best I can. And I think it's in a really, really rock solid position. My wife and I have always felt you need to get out when you're still at the higher end. Too many people stay too long. These kids today work so hard that they need the guy who can give them the best.
He understands what it means to be a coach in this district and how it's not just about him, it's about the athletic department as a whole, it's about the school as a whole. You know, you don't have to ask him twice if somebody, you know, somebody wants them to come talk to a group in the community, or one of the elementary schools last year asked them to come down and talk and give a speech about what it means to be a leader.
Everything these guys do and we do is based on teamwork.
You know, he does those kind of things, and that's the whole picture of what it means to be the head football coach at Mentor.
Oh!
Number one, congratulations on an unbelievable career. Having those goals of being able to turn this program around and being able to do that year after year, that is awesome. Thank you from the personal side of being always there for us as coaches, being there for those young men as our student athletes, and showing what the standard is, showing what it means to not just be a good football coach, be a great man.
And the other thing people always, you know, they see him on Friday night, you know, yelling and intense, and he is incredibly passionate. But they also, in practice, the jokes, the fun that we have as coaches, as players. There's always that sense of humor that he has in trying to connect to them, and that's also something that's going to be missed.
I'll miss the relationships. I'll miss the time of the hours we spend together as coaches. You know, that's special. That'll be missed. I'll miss the time with the kids. You know, you don't get that in a lot of things, and but I'm proud of the relationships we've had, and it's been fun. But we'll see what the next step is.
You guys up front, look around, man. One last time. This beautiful facility. One last time. Let's make it a great one. Let's lay our tails off. Let's make it a great one. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm going to miss having him as a coach, especially when I go off to college and have other coaches. He's always going to be really special and important to me.
What an incredible person he is, how caring he is, and how passionate he is about what he does. And that can translate to, you know, what the rest of our kids do after they leave this program, just to find something and do it so passionately that you become great at it.
Like him getting excited at the end of the game, it's just great to see him get all happy and excited for us, because he always tells us he's proud of us, and that just really makes us happy and motivates us even more for the future games that we have.
And it was always been about, let's represent this school in a great light, in a positive light, and be that great role model for all the young kids coming up, and see how you handle yourself and how you work hard and you get things done. And it's been wonderful being a teacher in this school system, and a coach and a dad and a little bit of everything. So it's been my pleasure, and I couldn't thank everybody enough for being a part of it and helping me get to where we're at, especially the family. You know, my wife is the same way. She's been a pillar in the community and works hard and is a business owner and volunteered countless hours for the school. And she's been a huge part of it. I probably wouldn't be where I'm at without her. And to the two girls, and it's not easy growing up as the daughters of the head football coach, and they handled themselves well. I couldn't be more proud of where they're at and what they've done and how they've handled it. So thank to them and the community and the people like you who keep supporting it, and I've enjoyed every second of it.